Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Tier 1 Cards and Games in Anchorage, Alaska, where I will be fighting a 200-point Kill Team game between my Dark Angels and Dave's Raven Guard. So the story that we've got going on here today is that the Raven Guard are training up a group of Dark Angel tactical Marines in the art of small team combat. So they've come to this Imperial planet here, gone out into the woods, and they are working on teaching each other, or the Raven Guard are teaching the Dark Angels on the small force operations here. So we will be having a headhunt mission here. So my leader and each of our leaders is worth 3 points if killed, and each of the specialists is worth 1 point. And that's the mission that we've got going on here. So before we go any further, let's show you the two armies that we'll be fighting. So for the Dark Angels, we'll be running a 5-man tactical squad. We have a second 5-man tactical squad with a heavy bolter and a land speeder with a heavy bolter. So for the Raven Guard, he'll be running a 6-man assault squad and a 5-man tactical squad with a plasma gun and an Imperial Marine. So for the Dark Angels, from left to right, we have my leader, who has the increased command range. Then we have my combat specialist with Killer Instinct, wounding on 2s. Then I have my weapon specialist with Reaping Volley, meaning he can put each of his different shots to a different target. And then I have my guerrilla specialist with Preferred Enemy. And for the Raven Guard, from left to right, we have his leader, who has D3+2 infiltrate, he can get outflank. Then he has his weapon specialist with Eagle Eye. Then he has his combat specialist with Killer Instinct, wounding on 2+. Eagle Eye ignores cover. And then we have his guerrilla specialist with Preferred Enemy. All right, so those are the two armies that'll be fighting off today. Going over deployment here, I've got a Bolter Marine here and my leader back here. I've got my heavy bolter guy and 2 other bolter Marines here. I've got my land speeder here. I've got my guerrilla specialist with Preferred Enemy here. I've got my combat specialist here. And I've got 3 other bolter Marines up here. Going over here for the Raven Guard, he's all clumped up around here. So we got a bunch of different people. We've got his leader over there on the side. We've got his plasma guy there. We've got his Marine, the Imperial Marine in the middle there. And then right next to him over there is the specialist with his dual wielding specialist. So he's only got the 1 pistol, but it counts as a close combat weapon. So that is deployment that we've got going on here. As of right now, the Dark Angels are going to go first, unless Dave can seize the initiative on a 6. No, a 5. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. All right, movement here for the Dark Angels on turn 1. This guy jumped up this way. Heavy bolter guy stood still. This guy moved up. This guy ran up. This guy moved up. This guy moved up. Land speeder jumped up on there, passes dangerous terrain test. And these guys all moved up this way. So that is it for our movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 1. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my land speeder is going to fire into his plasma guy there. So, we've got 3 shots, hitting on 3s. All right, so we got 2 hits. Strength 5, wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds, 2 3-up saves.
All right, so we got a 3-up for cover, and if I go to ground, it's a 2-up.
Yes.
So we're gonna go to ground.
Okay, he's gonna go to ground. So, because they've got shrouding first turn. So, all right, so he is good. All right. All right, my heavy bolter guy is gonna fire into his Imperial Marine over there. So, hitting on 3s. Yep. Yeah, all right. 2 misses. 1 hit. Wounding on 3s. That's a wound.
That's a wound.
Yes, going through there. They've got shrouded because of a Raven Wing first turn. They're shrouded, so that's 5 up, becomes a 4 up, becomes a 3 up, and it's night fight. So he's got a 2-up cover save going on here. And he is good. All right, he is going to fire into the Marine on the right there. So, hitting on 3s, he's in rapid fire range. We got 1 hit, wounding on a 4. Nothing. All right, he is going to fire into his Imperial Marine back there. So, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 2 up save. He's good. All right, my Preferred Enemy guy is going to fire into his Imperial Marine over there. Hitting on a 3. Whoop. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. He's got it. Wound. 2 up. Cover save. Oh, so close. All right, this Marine here is going to fire into his Imperial Marine over there. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 2 up. Cover save. Oh, and he's good. All right, the guy on the right there is going to fire into his Plasma guy over there. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 2 up. Cover save. He's good. We're going to keep going down the line over here to the next guy. Doing the same thing, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 2 up, cover save. Oh, and he's good. And then the last guy over there, hitting on a 3. No, and he misses. And that is it for the shooting phase for the Dark Angels here on turn turn 1. We're going to come back to you with the assault phase. I'm a dang liar. None of these assaulting. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Raven Guard here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Raven Guard here. These guys jumped up this way. These guys moved to the front of the woods over there. These guys all jumped over this way, and he is still down from going to ground, and his Imperial Marine is moving around this way. So that is movement phase for the Raven Guard here on turn 1. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so here, we're going to start the shooting phase with this guy shooting into my heavy bolter guy. Misses on a 1. All right, so he is going to fire into him, hitting on 3. No, that's a miss. All right, the guy on the right there is going to fire into him, hitting on 3s. We got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound, 1 3-up armor save. Oh, and he's dead, and that is first blood. All right, the guy in the middle there is going to fire into my leader over here, hitting on a 3. That's a hit, wounding on a 4. No. And then the guy on the left there is going to fire into my leader, hitting on a 3. That's a hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 3-up armor save. He's good. All right, so his Imperial Marine is going to fire into my land speeder. He is going to jink. So this is hitting on a 3. It's a hit. Wounding on a, what is it? Strength what? 1 second. All right, so strength 5, so that is it does not glance. So the guy in the front right there is going to throw a crack grenade into him, hitting on a 3. No, that's a miss. Do you want to move on over to this guy on the left there? Waiting for him. So we're going to go back to this guy, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Looking for a 4 to glance. No. Want to try him in the back there? All right.
I do.
Yep, there we go. This guy's hitting on a 3 with a crack grenade. That's a hit. Wounding, glancing on a 4. Nope, nothing there. And then you want to try there with your leader?
Yes, I do.
Yes, he does. All right, so hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Glancing on a 4. No, nothing there. Lots of 1s on those. All right, his Plasma Marine is going to rapid fire into him because he has Eagle Eye, which I was mistaken when I said that it was ignores cover. It's actually just increasing his range by half. So he's in rapid fire range here. So hitting on 6s. Oh, we got 1 hit. Strength 7, so looking for a 3 to glance. No, wow, that is a little rough there. All right, and that is the end of the shooting phase here for the Raven Guard on turn 1. We will come back to you with the assault phase. All right, so these guys are all going to assault into here. So let's try the front ones first. So looking for there, they can all use their jump packs in both phases. So, all right, so the first guy is going to be in. The next guy over there, his leader, is in. This guy in the back there is in, and then the other guy over there is in, super in. All right, so we will move them in and keep moving on over here. All right, so he is going to assault into my heavy bolter marine. He is going to overwatch. He hits on 5s and 6s because of Grim Resolve. I got 1 hit, wounding on a 3. That's a wound. 3-up armor save. Oh, and he is dead. All right. And now he is going to assault into him. So, overwatching here on 5s and 6s. Nothing. And the distance here, that will get, ooh, I think it'll probably get him in. Yeah, that'll get him in. All right, so we'll move him in, and I think that's it for the charges. So we will come back to you with the fight sub phase. All right, so we're actually going to show the dangerous terrain test for all these guys because they use their jump packs here. So we'll go from here and we'll go around. So the first guy is, 3+ armor save. Oh, and he is dead. All right, then, Oh, that's a specialist, so that is a point for me. I'll take it. Woo! All right, the next guy over there, dangerous terrain test. He's good. Next guy is good, and then your leader over there. Don't do this one. That would
Who is the guy who always breaks his ankle?
Oh no, okay, he's good. Barely, but he's good. All right, so we'll come back to you with their fight subphase. All right, so they are going to get their Hammer of Wrath, so we're going to do all three. Sixes will glance, and they get to re-roll their Hammer of Wrath because of being Raven Guard. So that's why they got to use their jump packs in both the move and the assault phase as well. So, he's looking for sixes, got 1 6, re-rolling the other 2. Okay, so he is down to 1 whole point. Okay. All right, so now they're going to attack. They've got 10 attacks each between them because the sergeant's a veteran sergeant. So we've got 10 attacks here, hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. Yeah, got a couple misses in there. Yeah, that was good. And that one's gone. All right, and then for these, we're looking for 6 to glance. He just needs 1. If he gets 1 6, it's dead. So here we go, 6 to the glance. Oh, and he does. He gets it in there. Oh, that Hammer of Wrath. I can't believe it. All right, so my lance meter is down. All right, so that is it for the Raven Guard turn here on turn 1. So we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. All right, I lied. We had one more assault going on over here. So let's do the Hammer of Wrath here. Nope, that is not a wound, but re-rolling. That is a wound. 3-up armor save. Oh no, and he is dead. So that was easy enough. So he will consolidate, and then we will come back to you now after a movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. All right, movement phase for Dark Angels here on turn 2. My Heavy Bolter stood still. These guys moved up this way. He stood still, and these guys all shuffled up a little bit over there, getting caught up in difficult terrain over there. So that was it for movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, we're going to start out with my leader shooting into his Assault Marine there. So hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. No, nothing. All right, so my combat specialist there is going to fire into him with his bolt pistol. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. No, nothing. All right, that guy there is going to fire his bolt pistol into him. Hitting on a 3. No. All right, my heavy bolter guy is going to fire into his plasma marine back there. So hitting on 3s. We got 2 hits, wounding on 3s. We got 1 wound, 3-up armor save. Oh, he's good. All right, my preferred enemy guy is gonna fire into his plasma marine back there. So hitting on a 3. No, and of course it's a 2 he misses with. Wah, wah. All right, so the guy here closest to us is gonna fire into his leader over there. Rapid firing, hitting on 3s. We got 1 hit, wounding on a 4. Whoa, that's a wound.
All right.
3-up armor save. Oh, and he's good. Guy in the middle there is going to fire into his leader. Hitting on 3s. Got 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 3-up armor save. He's good. And the last guy there is going to fire into his leader. Hitting on 3s. Got 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. No, nothing there. That's really brutal. Really, really brutal. Really, really brutal. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. So we will come back to you with the assault phase. All right, starting out the assault phase, the guy there closest to us there is going to charge into his assault marine there. So his overwatch, nope, not on a 6. And he is definitely in. And then my other specialist there is going to charge in. And he is also really in. So, moving them in, we will come back to you with the fight subphase. All right, so in this combat, everybody's at initiative 4. We're going to start out with my combat specialist because he's got the killer instinct. So he's got 3 attacks, 1 base plus 1 for extra close combat weapon plus 1 for the charge. So he is going to be hitting on 4s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 2s because he's killer instinct. We got 1, 2. Wow, with the 2s. All right, I'll take that. So that's 2 wounds, 2 3-up armor saves. And he's good. All right. Then we'll just do my other guy's attacks. 1 base plus 1 for the charge, hitting on 4s. Got 1 hit, wounding on a 4. No, nothing there. So then we've got his attacks coming back. He's got 1 base plus 1 for extra close combat weapon. Going on to the specialist over there, so hitting on 4s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. We got nothing, so they will just be locked in combat. Sounds good. And that is it for Dark Angel's turn here on turn 2. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Raven Guard on turn 3. Turn 2, my bad. Alright, going over here for movement phase for the Raven Guard. He is locked in combat. His leader jumped over here, passes dangerous terrain test. This guy jumped over here, passes dangerous terrain test. He jumped over here, passes dangerous terrain test, because they were all up on the mountain here, so they used their jump packs. His Imperial Marine ran over this way, and his Plasma Marine ran over this way, and these guys shuffled up to the front of the cover there. So that is it for movement phase. Let's come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off with leader on leader violence. He is going to shoot into my leader over here. So hitting on the 3, that's a hit. Wounding on a 4, that's a wound. 3 up armor save. Oh, and he is dead. Oh, my leader is dead. Not great. All right, so that is, slay the leader there. All right, his Imperial Marine is going to fire onto my specialist here, just rapid firing his regular bolter, so he doesn't want to get hot and kill him. So, hitting on 3s. All right, 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. No, nothing there. All right, the guy on the left there is going to rapid fire into my specialist over here, hitting on 3s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound. 1 3-up armor save. Yeah, he's good with a filth phase. Woo! All right, moving down the line, the middle guy there is going to fire into him, hitting on 3s. We got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound. 1 3-up armor save. Yeah, he's good. And then last over here is going to shoot into him, hitting on 3s. We got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. Oh, we got nothing. He survives. Woo! All right, so the guy is going to fire into the guy right in front of him, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounded on a 4. That is a wound. 3-up armor save. He's good with a filth face. He is going to fire into that guy there, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounded on a 4. No, nothing there. All right, he with Eagle Eye is going to fire into this guy over here. He's actually in rapid fire range there because it's 18 inches for his extended range there. So, 2 shots, hitting on 3s, both hits. No, gets hot. I wanted him to roll double 1s. And then wounding on 2s, so that is 2 wounds. He is, no, those are good. Those are both good. Those are going to be, he is going to go to ground. So, he's going to go to ground there, so that becomes a 4-up cover save. Come on, buddy, you can do this. Heart of the Lion! Yo! I saw the Phil face, got excited, then I saw the 2. Yeah, he did. All right. So that is it for the shooting phase here for the Raven Guard. We will come back to you with the assault phase. All right, so we're going to start with the assault phase. He is going to charge into that guy there. So I am going to Overwatch, hitting on 5s and 6s. I got 1, wounding on a 4. No, nothing, and then anything but he's in. Yeah, he's in. All right, then we will move on to over here, where this guy is going to charge in. So, Overwatching on 5s and 6s. No, nothing. His charge distance. Yeah, he's in. All right, so we will come back to you with the fight sub phase. All right, so we're going to start out over here with a Hammer of Wrath, wounding on a 4. Nope, but re-rolling because of Raven Guard. That's a wound. 3-up armor save. He's good. And then we will just go on to his attacks here. So he's got 1 base, plus 1 for extra close combo weapon, plus 1 for the charge, hitting on 4s. Got 1 hit, wounding on a 4. He's a wound. 3-up armor save. No, he's going to be dead, but let's see if he can hit him back in the face. So he's got 1 attack, hitting on a 4. No, he doesn't. So he will consolidate and we will move on. All right, moving over to here. That's actually, by the way, that was break the enemy. So I am going to have to be making break tests now. So we'll come over here. So we'll do the Hammer of Wrath first. No, nothing there. Rerolled. No, still nothing there. So then he's got 3 attacks here on the charge. Hitting on 4s. Got 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Got 2 wounds. 2 3-up armor saves. Yeah, he is good. All right, let's see if he can punch him in the face in return. All right, hitting on a 4. Do it. Yeah, with a fill face. Wounding on a 4. No, it doesn't wound, so they will be locked in combat. So we will come back to you. We've got 1 more fight subphase to go. All right, so back to this combat over here. We're going to start with my specialist there with the Killer Instinct. So he's got 2 attacks, 1 for extra close combo weapon, hitting on 4s. He's got 2 hits, wounding on 2s because of Killer Instinct. That's 2 wounds. 2 3-up armor saves. Can he do it? No, he failed both, so he will be dead, but he does get his attacks back, so my other guy can't do it. So you're going to go into the specialist, I imagine.
I am indeed.
All right, so 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. Got 1 hit, wounding on 4s. No, nothing there. So those 2 guys will consolidate, and then we will come back to you. That's the end of the combat here, so we will come back to you after with the break test for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. Alrighty, so coming on to the break test, we're going to start over here with my Heavy Bolter guy, looking for an 8. Nope, he failed that one, so re-rolling because then they shall know no fear. Oh, and he's good with a 6. Moving on to this Bolter guy, looking for 8. He's failed, re-roll because then they shall know no fear. And he is good. Moving on to the specialist right over there. 8. Failed, and they shall know no fear. 8, he's good. Then moving on to this specialist up in front there, looking for 8. He is good without needing a reroll. Then this guy over here on an 8. No, he failed. Then re-rolling because then they shall know no fear. And he is good. All right. Man, and they shall know no fear just paid off big dividends. So, that is that. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase. Alrighty, going over movement phase for Dark Angels. He moved up to that way. He stood still. These 2 guys moved over this way. And he is locked in combat. So that is it for movement phase for Dark Angels here on turn 3. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. Alright, so he is going to fire into his Imperial Marine over here. Hitting on 3s. We got 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. We've got 3 wounds, 3 3-up armor saves. Come on, don't breathe it in. Yeah, he is dead. Nice. That is another specialist dead. I will take that. All right, he is going to fire into the guy on the far end there, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That is not a wound. All right. All right, he is going to fire into his leader over there, hitting on 3s, rapid firing. That is 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound with a fill face, 3-up armor, and he's good. All right, so here, my specialist with the preferred enemy is going to fire into him. He's going to rapid fire into him because I feel like I'm better off with that. So I got 2 shots here, hitting on 3s. Re-rolling because of preferred enemy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Still on a 2. Come on. All right, so 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound with a fill face, 3-up armor save, and he's good. Oh, brutal. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. We will come back to you with the assault phase. All right, so he is going to assault into him. Overwatch, nothing there. So my charging into him, and he is in. All right, so we'll move him in, and then we'll come back to you with the fight sub phase. All right, so we're gonna start over here with the fight sub phase. So I've got 1 base, 1 extra close combat, 1 for the charge, hitting on 4s. All right, so got 2 hits, wounding on 2s, got 2 wounds, 2 3-up armor saves, and he is dead. All right, but then let's see, he gets to attack back, so he's got 1 attack here, hitting on a 4, that's a hit, wounded on a 4, oh, that's a wound, 3-up armor save, oh, and he is dead. That is not great. All right, so they both died. All right, so we're gonna go over here to this combat here. He's gonna go first with his 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound, 1 3-up armor save. He's good. And then I've got my 1 attack back with a hitting on a 4. It's a hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound, 3-up armor save. Oh, and he is good, so they will be locked in combat. All right, and that is the end of the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 3. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Raven Guard here on turn 3. All right, going over movement phase here for the Raven Guard. His leader jumped over here, passed his dangerous terrain test. These guys stood where they are. He's shuffling around over that way, and he stood basically where he was, looking to get the charge in over there. So that is it for movement phase, so we will come back to you with the shooting phase here on turn 3. All right, starting out the shooting phase, the leader's going to shoot into my heavy bolter there, hitting on 3s. No. All right, the guy on the right there is going to fire into my heavy bolter guy, hitting on a 3. No, nothing there. Now he is going to fire into my heavy bolter guy, hitting on 3s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 4s.
Daddy likey.
2 wounds. 3+ armor saves. Oh, he's double dead. That is killer. Oh, not great. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. So assault phase, he's joined in there, but he's got them all in there. So he is in. So we will come back to you with the fight sub phase. All right, starting out here, we're gonna do the Hammer of Wrath. Wounding on a 4, that's a wound. 3-up armor save. No, he's dead. Oh, not great. All right, so that is it for the fight sub phase. So we'll come back to you with the break test for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. All right, so going over break test here, we're gonna start with this guy, looking for an 8. He is good. Then on to my specialist there, looking for an 8. He fails, and they shall know no fear, reroll. And he's good, just good, but he's good. All right, we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. He moved over this way, and he's running up over this way. So that is it for movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting out the shooting phase, he is going to fire into him with rapid fire, so hitting on 3s. Got 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound, 3-up armor save, don't do it! Ah! All right, he is gonna fire into the leader there. He's out of rapid fire range, so hitting on a 3. That's a hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound, 3-up armor save. Oh my god, that's killer! All right, so that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 4. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Raven Guard here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for Raven Guard. His leader jumped over this way. These two guys moved up this way. These guys circling around him, and he's just hiding over there in the corner. So that's it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Alrighty, so we're gonna start here with the guy on the left. He's gonna shoot into him, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, wounding on 4s. We've got 1 wound, 1 3-up armor save. He's good. Woo! Guy number 2, shooting into him, 2 hits, wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound, 3-up armor save. Yeah, that's how you do it with a filth face. Woo! He is going to throw a crack grenade into him. We looked it up in the book, and it looks like the exception for only being able to use against monsters, creatures, and vehicles is only in close combat in assault phase. So he is going to throw a crack grenade at him. So yeah, there you go, paintball grenade because of this training mission. So hitting on a 3, no, misses anyway. All right, so we're gonna start over here. We'll go with the guy on the left there, hitting on a 3. That's a hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound, 3-up armor save. Oh, and he is dead. That's killer. That's my last specialist. Not great. All right, so that is it for the Raven Guard here on turn 4. He is not going to assault, and he had 1 guy that ran. Otherwise, everyone else is just sticking around. So we will come back to you with the break test for my 1 lonely guy there on turn 5. All right, the 1 remaining guy here. Let's see on his break test. Looking for an 8. And he is good, so we will come back to you after movement phase. All right, that is it for movement phase. He just moved over this way. And now we're just gonna go straight on to the shooting phase. He is going to rapid fire into his leader there, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, wounding on 4s. Oh, that hurt so bad. Alrighty, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Raven Guard on turn 5. All right, movement phase for the Raven Guard here on turn 5. Everybody is circling around on this guy, and he's running up there to get some sight, but he can't actually see him because of that little cliffed area there. So that is it for movement phase, so we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, we're gonna start out the shooting phase with the guy on the right there, hitting on 3s. We got 1 hit, wounded on a 4. That is nothing there. All right, we're gonna move on to the next guy over here, hitting on 3s. 1 hit, wounded on a 4. Nothing there. All right, the rest of these guys are gonna fire their bolt pistols in here. So we're just gonna roll them all at once, hitting on 3s. We got 2 hits, wounded on 4s. We got nothing there. All right, so we will come back to you with, I'm sure, the assault phase. All right, assault phase here. We're gonna start with him. This guy right there on the right, assaulting into him. So I'm going to overwatch. So 2 shots hitting on 5s and 6s. Nothing there. All right, so he's got a 6-inch charge coming in here. Oh, and he does miss it. I thought he wasn't going to. All right, so then this guy over here is going to charge. Oh, he's in. All right, and then his leader over here is going to charge, and he is way in. All right, so we'll move them in, and we'll come back to you with the fight sub phase. All right, so starting off the fight sub phase here, these 2 guys are going to get Hammer of Wrath, so wounding on 4s. 1 wound, re-rolling. 2 wounds. 3 up armor saves. And he is good! Alright! Heart of the Lion. Alright, so at initiative step 4, everybody's going to go. So we're going to start here with the leader. He's a veteran sergeant, so he's got 2 base attacks, plus 1 for extra close combat weapon, plus 1 for the charge, so 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. We got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. We got 2 wounds, 2, 3 up armor saves. Oh, and he's dead. Oh, my guy dead. Alright, but let's see what he can do in retaliation. He's going to hit tack into the leader there. This is all just to make me feel better about myself. So, here we go. Hitting on a 4. Oh, you probably shouldn't have. All right, so that is how it ends with a Raven Guard victory. Pretty brutal there. So, yeah, that was still a lot of fun. It really, oh man, that was just killer. That first turn with Raven Guard having Shrouded really helps, especially with Night Fight. It was just 2+ cover saves for days there, and he was just all over the place with that. And then my Land Speeder, I think, going down first turn was kind of rough, but I think we both played it really well. Obviously, he played it really well. But I think the only thing I may have done differently is maybe saved off my Land Speeder until he lost all of those cover saves. Maybe that would have been a better idea. Hide them until I could actually get him around and do some more damage with them. But other than that, I think it was, yeah, just a brutal game back and forth. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Kill Team is still a fantastic game. Love this game. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I've been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Dave. And until next time, have fun.